right, guys. We're here with Mr. Bryce. What's up, Mr. Bryce? How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Can't complain. I'm over at the Reforge Gaming Lounge. Shout out Chris. Shout out David. Shout out to them for having us here. How did you start out on YouTube?
I started out with an old channel I had, which was called Anime BJW, and that go up to 1,000 subs at first, and I got copyrighted, and I was doing like geometry dash content, and then I didn't know how to handle the first copyright strike, so I deleted it and made a new one, and it eventually became BryceJW, which is the channel now, and I realized that I like the name BryceJW because it's my name, Bryce Jameson Wells.
yeah.
So ever since 2016, I've been, well, actually since technically 2011, I've been doing content. I've been doing like gaming, mainly gaming, but I've been trying to branch out and do vlogs as well. And like you've seen my South Carolina picker videos, which is inspired by Arkansas picker. Shout out to you. He goes out and goes to thrift stores and thrift yards and all that stuff, yard sales, and they pick different stuff. So yeah,
What type of content do you enjoy making the most?
gaming. Definitely Geometry Dash is probably the best one. My favorite type of content because I can just veg out and dash. And it's a hard game, but because I've been doing it for so long, 11,000 hours, like 6 years, 8 years, I have a lot of fun with it. So
If there's any advice that you could give to like a small YouTuber trying like up and coming, what type of advice would you give that said person?
I would say do not get discouraged. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged because when you first start out, and I know this happens with a lot of people, they start and they like, oh, I want to be a big YouTuber. I want to get numbers, even just a little bit or whatever. And then they're like, it goes down and be like, I just want one, oh, 10, I want five now, because they don't get a lot. And that really discourages them. And I've seen it time and time and time again. You can't let numbers discourage you. If you're in this, you're in it to win it. Not win it, but you're in it for content. You're in it because you want to. You're in it because you really want to make content. You really want to do the best content you want to make. If you want to do it for the money, then you're not doing it. And because it's not going to be fun in the long run. If you're doing it to get famous, you're not going to make it because you're not making the best content you want to make.
I can definitely agree with that because, like, in my time doing content, like the title versus the actual work.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it
The
does, yeah.
actual work it's a lot, and you have
got
to be
put
ready.
it- You have to be all in or nothing. That's how I view it. And with me, I do a lot of live streams. So it's more than just putting up the stream. It's more than you got to be mentally ready because there will be trolls. There will be mean people. That's another thing. Is like another suggestion I like to give, a tip I like to give, is don't let the mean people discourage you. They're out there. There's going to be everyone's going to, not everyone, but there's going to be a lot of people that are mean and a lot of people are nice. If you go in expecting the nice comments, and just that, you're going to flop or you're going to get hurt because not everyone's a good person. Not everyone's a nice person. Not everyone's going to always be supportive. So you got to being ready because this is a different type of job. I think it's a full-time job. If you're in it, you're in it. Full-time job without being paid in a sense. And you will get paid eventually, but you're doing this because you want to. You're doing this 'cause it's a dream, and because you really want to make the best possible content what you want to do. Another tip I would like to recommend is don't focus on numbers. When I say don't focus on numbers, I mean don't focus on, especially at the beginning. Don't focus on numbers. Focus on making the best content you want to make possible. Because like for me, sometimes I'll get not a lot of view count. Like for instance, the views, and sometimes at first it'll be discouraging, and then I go back to remembering why I wanted to be a YouTuber because I want to. It's fun. It's just because I want to make it. It's because I want to make content, and if you focus your all into the numbers and getting enough views, you're going to get disappointed.
Not even that, is you're gonna start scratching your head. You're gonna make higher expectations than,
Yeah.
like, of course, you want to hold yourself to a high expectation, but you gotta keep it realistic. You
Yeah,
know what I
exactly.
mean? You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, all right, I got that one person. Hey, I got somebody to watch it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
One thing, one of my best friends, Danny. Shout out to you, Danny. He told me that one people is a lot of people, and that stuck with me. I'm like, I that's so true, and I don't care. Like, and I know people like to make fun of my view count or whatever, but or shame me based on the view count. But I don't care. I have somebody watching, and that means more to me than anything. Any amount of numbers or numbers on the screen don't matter. You know, the people matter. That one supporter when you start out, that he matters. Make sure you and another tip I like to give: once you do get going and making content, stick with it. And not just give up, not just don't give up, but stick with the content they subscribe to you for.
Exactly.
That's something I'm realizing is I've been trying to switch up content and ever since like I switched up content, I realized that I'm not getting. That's why I'm not getting a lot of view counts and numbers because people aren't seeing the stuff that they subscribe to me for. And so I've been trying to go back to the stuff. Like the main thing is Geometry Dash, and I've been trying to stick with the stuff. The reason why all those 6,000 people sub to me.
Because of the dad jokes and the public interviews.
Yeah.
It mix and matches, but like at this point, I'm just, I figured out what I want to do now. You know what I mean? I think every content creator, it's like, all right, what do I want to do? And it's like, boom, all right, now I know what I wanted to do. And once you figure that out, it's like, it makes thinking a lot easier, if that makes sense. I would definitely say like doing YouTube for about 3 to 4 years now has been a roller coaster. And you know what I mean? I can't fathom, you've been doing this for like 10 years now.
2000, well, more than that, 2011. So, yeah.
It's been like,
well, there's a lot of ups and downs, and I will say, hey, don't get burned out either, because you'll be wanting to do it. There'll be a time in your life when you're focused on the YouTube and you're so focused on it. Give yourself time to do other stuff as well. That's one thing I wish I had done was hang out with my friends more or stuff. And I'm like, I don't always focus on the content. Focus on yourself because you matter. Your mental health matters, and that's one thing I wish I had done was and that's any out of any tip. Please take this to heart. All right. Yes, content is important, but what's really important is you. If you're not the best you can be, who's going to watch? Like if I'm not going to watch myself, then no one's going to watch.
Yeah. But what is your favorite anime?
Pokemon.
What is your favorite Pokemon? I wanted to ask that. What is your favorite Pokemon?
Plusle.
Plusle?
Not mine. Plusle.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. So are you a big fan of like the Hoenn region? Is that your what?
Plusle Swampert. Plusle Swampert.
Plusle Swampert?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I thought you were gonna say like Blaziken. You know what I'm saying? I personally like Sceptile. I like grass.
Sceptile's cool.
Sceptile's cool.
Sceptile's the goat. I like his Mega Evolution.
Yeah. So did you like the remakes better, or did you like the original?
Oh, that's hard. I liked both. It's weird, I know, but I like more than just the Battle Frontier. I like the especially Emerald because you can go to the Sky Tower and do that puzzle thing. And also I remember spending so many hours on that and just having fun and just like I also like it because my favorite Pokemon games and favorite games of all time is Pokemon Coliseum and XD.
Ooh. Favorite evolution?
Espeon.
Espeon. I like Espeon too. I like Umbreon. Umbreon is my favorite. Umbreon's pretty cool. Favorite console?
The Switch.
The Switch? Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
PlayStation without a doubt. All right. Favorite single-player game you've played so far?
Oh. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2. I like that answer. In terms of a shooter, what's your favorite shooter?
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2. Favorite role-playing game, RPG?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is definitely a good one. Favorite fighting game?
Street Fighter.
Have you played Zelda before?
I love Zelda, yeah.
Which Zelda is your favorite?
It's a mix between Skyward Sword and Majora's Mask.
Okay. I haven't finished the Majora's Mask, funnily enough, but I've beaten Ocarina of Time.
As a kid, I never got to play Ocarina of Time. I played Majora's Mask as a kid. That's probably why I'm nostalgic for it. But I never got to play Ocarina of Time. I'm playing through it now. I'm loving it. But in terms of like remembering what I like Skyward Sword. Probably would go with that. Yeah.
Okay. I like that, man.
And trying to get better in my editing. That's one of my weakest points is editing. So I'm trying to get better.
Right. I would say personally, so I edit on my Mac, right,
Oh,
on my MacBook
yeah.
with these videos. But if it's a gaming video, I personally use DaVinci. It's a
Yeah.
free software.
Yeah, I've heard of DaVinci. Yeah, I use Photopia. I think that's what it's the free Photoshop.
Okay.
It's a website, but it's a free. It's just like Photoshop. And the cool
Okay.
thing is, I took Photoshop classes, so even in college, so I have a book on it, so I can just look back on it and see what how to do things, and so yeah.
What is like most of the inspiration for the content that you do now?
Well, the current most recent inspiration is Arkansas Picker, Retro Rick, all the retro gaming homies and friends and icons. I'm really big in the retro gaming community, especially on Instagram, and they're really good friends of mine. So, um, especially Arkansas Picker, I just like how he edits his stuff, even though it's not him editing it, but I like how he does his stuff and like makes his content. I think that how he like presents himself and like how he uh, like in like you add comedy to your stuff. He adds comedy to his. He's always trying to be funny, but always at the same time trying to be there for people. Make like be give them. And he's a reseller, and a lot of people look down and frown upon resellers. But I like him because he gives people the a decent, really good deal. He's honest about everything. He's not going to be like, as they say, scumbag reseller. He's going to be an honest reseller. And that's why when I had him on the podcast, I really want to have him first because he's a really good reseller, and he's an honest man too. So
Yeah. So that would be your favorite YouTuber at this moment, or is it somebody else that you would consider like your favorite YouTuber or content
So,
creator in general?
so I have a couple different ones. So currently, my favorite YouTuber is Arkansas Picker. My current streamer is Retro Manny or Senpai Retro. He was big in the Etika days. If you know who Etika is,
Yeah, I learned about who he was after what happened to him.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's a
So,
lot
which
of
is
people.
tragic,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, who is this guy? And then I looked into who he
He
was, and
actually
I was
lives in
like,
Brooklyn.
dang.
He actually
Oh
lived
yeah,
in Brooklyn. Yeah,
yeah. That's another main reason why I knew about him.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
of the New York because it happened when I was in New York. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, what happened to him? Oh,
Yeah,
and then
it was sad. He was a huge inspiration. He would have been my favorite content creator ever, and he still is. He holds a honorable place in my heart. But currently, like the people that have really inspired me, Arson Picker, Retro Manny, he's very funny. Uh, Retro Rick, Phoenix Resell. A lot of people. He's very controversial. Bosch Garage, RNG Gamer. A lot of people. I could go on and on, but those are pretty much my big inspirations. And
so
they're good friends with mine. Good friends of mine too. So
okay, word. So anything like other than like thrifting, is there any hobbies that you do outside of content?
I mean, I do Uber Eats. Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. Okay.
I mean, it's more of a job, but like I ride my bike. I like hanging out with my friends. Shout out to you all, my friends. Uh, I hang out with my friends. I like people. Interaction is super important to me. Like getting to know people. Like recently, actually yesterday, we went to a concert at the Windjammer, and it was a lot of fun because it was my old friend from high school, Drew Dangerfield, and Brandon Burns, I think. Brendan Burns, and they both were amazing. They were good musicians, and they were the opening act for Corey Smith. I think that's his name, and I got to see them. They were happy to see me. So friendships are important to me. So I would say that's my hobby is hanging out with friends.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. I would say the same too. I like going outside every once in a while. I
Yeah.
usually sit in the house, you know what I'm saying? But this is like more of like my breakout point,
Yeah.
going out and like venturing to different businesses, different content creators, different
Yeah.
type of thing. Because honestly,
Same.
you're the first content creator I'm actually like interviewing. You know what I'm saying? Which
That's
is like a fun fact. I've done several businesses before in the past,
Yeah.
but like you're the first content creator that I've interviewed. So
thank
it was
you.
definitely a pleasure having you on,
Pleasure.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
Bryce. Mr. Bryce, if you want to shout out your socials, where can we find you on social media?
Okay, so it's interesting because it's BryceJW with some like official or YouTube or something. So on YouTube it's just BryceJW, BryceJW. It's my name. Think of it like BryceJW, Bryce Jameson Wells shortened. So it's like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye or something like that. In a sense, or PewDiePie or something like that. but it's just my name, Bryce, BRYCE, Jameson, J, and then W. Well, so. And then on Instagram, it's BryceJW, YT official, and those are the main thing. On TikTok, it's BryceJW official, if you know how to spell official. And then I forgot my Twitter, but that's pretty much all.
Okay,
So.
yeah, we'll have it linked in the description. Make sure y'all tune in. We also have an interview over on Bryce's channel. We'll have that in the link down below. Definitely is a pleasure working with Bryce. I cannot speak today. It's going to be edited. Yeah, we're gonna have everything linked in the comment section below. And remember, comment what's your favorite game. What's one thing that inspired you to do content. That's gonna be the question. What's one thing that inspired you to do content?
Oh,
leave that.
Can I say something? So I don't know if I mentioned it, but one thing that inspired me was a man versus game. That's when I first started. That's how I first started. I was looking up because I loved gaming, and I was like, well, is there? Because I saw man versus food, and I saw that, and I was like, wait, is there a gaming like that? And there actually was on Twitch, and then so I started on Twitch, and then made a YouTube, and went off from there. So.
Word. Definitely a pleasure, Mr. Bryce.
Yes,
It was
sir.
a pleasure having you, bro.
Pleasure being
And
here.
y'all already know what's up. FrankieDaG, BryceJW.
BryceJW.
Shout out Bryce. Shout out
out
Reforge
Frankie.
Gaming Lounge.
Shout out
Shout out
Reforge.
everybody.
Shout out.
Y'all have a good one.
Love y'all.
Peace.